Aïe Seigneur, Jésus dans le ciel, dans les sacrements, ouvert le ciel, fermez l'enfer, ouvert le ciel, je me rends à vous. Aïe Seigneur, Jésus dans le ciel, dans les sacrements, ouvert le ciel, fermez l'enfer, ouvert le ciel, je me rends à vous. L'ange dit Seigneur, dit à Marie, qu'elle qu'on sait quoi en Jésus-Christ, la Trinité, là on choisit, il est concis du Saint-Esprit. Venez mon Dieu, venez, venez mon doux sauveur, venez, revenez à moi, au centre de mon cœur, venez mon Dieu, venez. Well, today I want to talk about voodoo ceremonies. Because this is something, I just had someone, a Haitian sister call me from Haiti, and we was talking over the phone, and I said I was going to make a video about voodoo ceremonies and, how it's done. And, I would say from what I know from knowledge and how my family does it, I just want to talk about this for a little bit. Well, I want to definitely say this. The way voodoo ceremonies done varies from family to family, or from peristyle to peristyle whatsoever. Now, I was talking to this lady, and she's talking about, how her mother would basically do the table thing. For you guys, some of you voodooisans know about the table thing, where most of the stuff is placed on a table. That's just one way of doing it. There's definitely many ways of doing, ceremonies. Some people use veves. Some people have photos present and stuff like that. See, there's many ways to do this. There's many ways to go about the ceremonies. In Haiti, a ceremony can take, like just saying the traditional way, which my family does it, the ceremony can take about at least a whole month. If not a whole month, because it's like, again, it's not like America, where you can do minor things. Like in America, I do a lot of minor things. In Haiti, that's where all the big things get done. I can't basically get bulls, I can't get pigs, I can't get goats, I can't get rams here. So I have to do, menial things, in America, whether it's incense or fruits and stuff like that. These are menial things, that can be done. So when we start talking about voodoo ceremonies, the tab and stuff like that, setting up the tables and stuff like that, first and foremost, I definitely want to let you all say, I want to say to you, is that you got to know what spirits goes together. When it's a table, you got to understand that whom the table is designed for, that you're setting up all the food for. You got to know what spirit is compatible when you're putting those things together, or else you're going to have some complications and problems. You can't have a ceremony for Rada, then for Rada, and then you start putting pitbull, spirits in the ceremony. Everything must be done, in order. In voodoo, faut respecter principes. For English people, you must respect the principles. Even when you look at the separation, if you have the ceremony, the best thing I would recommend, for you, is this. You start off with your Rada ceremony. You finish doing the Rada ceremony, you close the ceremony out. You close the ceremony out, then you continue into your pitwal ceremony whatsoever. Not to say the same day, I'd say, pose that too, you just relax, and then you go into the pitwal. But I would definitely say close out your Rada, everything you've done for Rada, and then you move into pitwal. Basically, I want you to understand that you must know, when you're talking about the pitwal ritual, you have to know what pitwal loi can go together. And if you have to separate the rituals, and even with Rada, you got to know what Rada spirits go together. It's not just mixing pitwal and Rada. You have to know what Rada spirit works together. If you're going to do a ceremony for at least 3 to 4 lois, make sure they work together. Because you just can't get one, and next thing you can't just be mixing any Wada spirits together. You got to know what Wada spirit works with one another. So if you got a plethora of Wada you're going to deal with, I would recommend that you go with the ones that work together. Then you move off into the other Wada loi that basically may not be compatible. You close out that ritual, then you move into the next ritual. Now, same thing with Pitbull. You know, it's the same concept. You move with Pitbull law that work together, and then you start separating the rituals. Like in Haiti, you see basically in the face of God, you find in that documentary I shot. So if you guys haven't seen it, you see that there's definitely different parts of it, and I think in the expedition, it's a continuation of the face of God. It's a continuation, but basically you have ceremonies being done, and it's actually separated. If you can't bring a ceremony out in a whole month, I mean, you know, a couple of weeks, then, you know, I'd definitely say you separate, because sometimes, you know, due to, you know, the economy in Haiti, sometimes we have to postpone, you know, the things that we're doing, you know. So if we can't get whatever cattle or life, you know, cattle life whatsoever, then we have to basically say, well, not pose it. You know, you got to also know kisa, what the spirit's like. You know, you just can't be basically putting stuff in front of the spirits. You know, even if you're going to use incense, you got to know what incense they like. If you're going to use whatever food, you got to know what food they like. You know, Cashapp, banan, sesi sela. You got to know all these things, you know. Mai, you got to know what you're using. Akasan, some of you guys, you make the cafe, things like, you got to know all these things. What each spirit likes. Because you just can't be putting down any random thing. It doesn't work like that. So, with that said, this is my take on, the ceremonies. Again, like I said, you got to know what spirits work together. If it's Rada, you got to know what Rada spirits work together. And if they can't work together, you separate the ceremonies. You close out and then you move into your next ceremony and do the next ceremony for the next Rada spirit. Same thing with Pitbull. If you don't, if these Pitbull spirits don't work together, so you do your ceremony for Ogu Ferai and Ezeli Donto, you move away from that. You move into a ceremony of spirits that are not compatible with them. Know what you're doing. Know what food they like. And that's what I have to say for today. Thank you guys for watching. And to my client, and not to his client, to the lady that called me. It was a great conversation. I look forward to talking with you again. Hopefully you can come down to the bal and we do a little dancing, the compa. Medeo. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.